morning. Today is the greatest day. Welcome back to SJU as we all face the future of the planet, guys. We have updates as it does affect where everything in the entertainment industry. We're talking Dracula, we're talking that Soul trailer, and so much more. But I am not alone today with Greer.
Hey guys.
Ooh, I like this.
What?
I don't know.
That's my new greeting for everyone.
Yeah. We no longer shake hands.
Don't touch me.
Hey!
I say hi. Like I've accused you of something. I'm here. And the birthday queen herself, Emma.
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, everybody. It is my birthday.
Does it feel like your birthday?
You know what? Not really. I was like, why am I not into my birthday? And I'm like, oh, maybe it's because the world is ending. I don't know.
Well, the whole planet is celebrating you as many people are taking the day off.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You are welcome, global population.
Totally. Joe Starr in the house.
I'm quarantining for Emma Fyffe's birthday.
That's why you got this looks like 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
that the-
The
roughly
camera
6 feet?
trickery makes us look really close together.
I'm so happy that we
This is
are
all
here. Yeah, that's true. We're actually in different rooms right now. I really am happy that we are here today because I don't know about you guys, but I certainly could use to laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's make a ton of fun of things that are really real that are going on the planet currently.
Well, just to get folks on the same page.
Yes. Because we're here right now, but we're sometimes
Yeah,
not.
we are actually live
So-
right now.
Yes.
This plan can change on a dime, right? But we just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up in terms of like consistency, so you're not constantly like, what's happening? So right now we're going live Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, this could change in the next 10 minutes. I could get a text, whatever. But for now, the plan is we're going live Tuesdays and Thursdays. Everything else is pre-taped, and that's what I know. So we'll see you live Tuesdays. We'll see you live Thursdays.
On Tuesdays and commentaries normal.
Charting on Tuesdays. Charting is on Tuesdays, and commentaries will still fall as usual. Honest Trailers is still coming because we can all sit in our separate bunkers and work on it. That's kind of where we're at. Again, that could change any minute, but that's kind of what we're trying to do.
I think that could change as everything can change, and you guys are at least I'm really grateful for Fandom that they're being so upfront with us about their plan, and they seem to have a plan of attack, and they've kept us all on the loop. So just shout out to the parent company for a second because they've been really respectful about the way they've handled the situation, as all companies are trying to navigate like WTF to do right now.
Yeah.
But okay, let's break it down because Fandom is not the only company who's having to make some changes. There are a ton of entertainment companies that are having to. News broke this morning about Fast 9, which is being pushed till April 2nd, 2021. So this is the largest push that I believe we have seen so far. Usually we were seeing things be pushed to October. That seemed like the sweet spot. Everybody was pushing to October just with fingers crossed that we'd have this figured out by then. But they moved to April 2nd, 2021, which was the original release date for Fast 10. When you guys heard that, did you think, smart move of them to push more than a year to take their own spot? Were you guys surprised by this? Joe, how are you feeling?
I mean, I think it makes it's a long push, right? But I think for distribution and scheduling right now, everyone's sort of like they've got a big like map, on the war room table, right? And they're trying.
The map.
I think I'm the map, and people are trying to figure out, okay, well, where's everyone else most likely to dump their scheduling? And let's think a few moves ahead so that we're not all of a sudden just in a glut of November.
No, it's super smart. I mean, Fast and the Furious is such a big earner for Universal, such a big earner domestically and also internationally. So it really makes a lot of sense that they're going to push back as far as they possibly can. Again, they pushed it into the release date for Fast 10. So they're obviously really thinking strategically about how they're still going to maximize their profits on this film. So it really is a good move on their part, I think.
Thoughts?
Oh, yeah, no. Roxy caught me spacing out, not because of what I was interested in what Joe was saying. I was just thinking everything he was talking about, and then I was thinking, that The Hunt movie, I want to go see that, and I'll probably be by myself, but I can't eat popcorn because I don't want anybody touching it. So then I was going through the whole list of how I could outbreak suit up and go watch this movie because I don't want this stuff to kill it. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part about some of these movies that have been delayed. That the New Mutants. My girlfriend watches Kelly Ripa and the little short guy from the radio. What's Brian Seacrest? Kelly Ripa and Seacrest.
Is he short?
Yeah, he's pretty
Oh
short.
my
he's
God.
3'4".
Yeah, he's pretty short.
Oh my God, Seacrest.
I've been with him before. I guess I'm really short.
I guess so. But
This is me with every person.
I don't feel super huge until I sit next to Emma. So, but I'm just saying, it's one of those things where like they're doing their show.
I think it's a compliment.
It is.
Happy birthday, Emma.
Happy birthday. Blowing a cake. So I just feel like we're doing our stuff without an audience, but we got Ryan, we got people in the booth, we got an audience.
What people don't know is we usually have a live audience and they hate us.
Yeah, we're
And
just
they're always
bombing.
very quiet.
Very silent audience.
We bomb every show. But yeah, watching, it is eerie. All I'm trying to get to is it's eerie to watch something where people normally come out and slap everybody's hands, and they don't do that because there's nobody in the stands. And the NBA thing came out, which is really rocking my world. Sorry, dorks. I like to watch pituitary cases jam things through holes. And boy, I can't do it now. And it's really freaking me out, dude. So like, yeah, this whole thing is
That's
weird.
the best description of basketball I've ever heard.
I think it's so strange about any of these pushes is like, I guess it's all a guess. It's all a guess of like, when is this done?
Right.
And when can we come back to movie theaters? When is life resume, kind of? And so this guess, even as things changed, at least I don't know about you guys. For me, yesterday was like the day that things seemed to really change.
Yeah.
It seemed to be like people were really paying attention, taking it more seriously with the NBA and at least in America, Donald Trump's announcement and the California advising no things of 250 people or more.
And Chet Hanks with no shirt on telling us about his parents.
Chet.
Yes.
I know.
Very, very true.
Poor Tom
Your boy.
He does have my number blocked. Story for a different time. So
What did you call him out for doing Caribbean slang? what did you do?
it's a thing. But
Ross
anyway,
Clot, Roxy Striar. I'm gonna block her.
as I watched that, I was like, you know when you say something and you can't turn back? I'm turning back anyway.
No, this is all I want to know about now.
I'll tell you guys eventually.
I don't want this story pushed.
1,000 likes. 1,000 likes. Thumbs up this video. Get it going. But it seemed like yesterday was the day, and so now I think that like maybe some people are. I believe that Fast probably picked that date because it made most sense for their schedule, but also probably some people are looking and thinking like, if we push till October, are we going to have to push again?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
October too close to
soon.
where we
Right.
are
Yeah.
right now?
Right.
And then if we rearrange every schedule to have everything be in October and it's too close, then what? Do we start canceling releases? Do we start putting them online? Like, what does it look like?
Dan and I had a little bit of a conversation about this on a previous episode of SJU when we were talking initially about the Bond film being pushed back. And that was a big part of the conversation is it now a situation wherein you're gonna see something like a Netflix or an Amazon Prime or a Hulu picking up and distributing these films because they're not gonna get theatrical
Interesting,
releases?
yeah.
I mean, especially if you look at something like some of the smaller, more indie films that didn't have South by Southwest to get the press that those films needed to get in the first place. I have a feeling that is not the only film festival that's going to be canceled in the near future. So does it make sense for, again, your digital distributors to pick those things up so that people can actually see them? I think that would be amazing if they would.
Yeah, I think so too. But also, you know, we've had the conversation on this show many a times. Which movies get lost on your phone and which things need to be seen on the big screen? And is that a snobby thing? Or is it better to see something on your phone than to never have it be
not at
released at all?
Yeah.
Or is it better to say, this is going to be the year of no movies in theaters, and then next year we're gonna push everything one full year? You know, I think that they've got a lot of big decisions to
Well,
make
I think
right
you've
now.
got basically like a lost year coming up. Even if in like 3 weeks they're like, we're good, call off the alarms, just because, you know, there's no such thing as like a small push forward because you can't. There's already stuff there that hasn't moved. There's no way a company, a theater chain, there's no way you can get everything on the same page to be like, okay, let's move Fast 9 back a month and a half just to see what's going on.
Right.
So you're going to have all these longer moves. And, whether this lasts for another month or it lasts for 6 months. Yeah, I think what we have is just... We're going to have like a weird 2020 is going to be the weird lost year.
And again, I'm sure as we're talking this morning, there's more breaking news about sporting events or any sort of like live gathering of humans.
The NHL suspended.
Yeah, and as we were going live, I told you guys CBS and NBC foregoing their live upfronts, morning show shut down production. Like you said, Joe, the NHL taking the same path as the NBA. So it does keep happening. And another massive movie that just got pushed is A Quiet Place 2.
No.
I kind of thought that they were going to sneak in under, like, just in time. It felt like they might be the last one to really get it going, especially because they had sent out their press blast, and it just seemed like they were moving forward. But I think in recent events of what's been happening with a movie like Onward, these movies that just, even if they're coming out right now, even if you're deciding to move forward, a lot of them are taking massive hits. Thoughts on A Quiet Place 2, Emma?
This was a movie I didn't know I wanted. I loved A Quiet Place, and I felt like it didn't need a sequel, but then I saw the trailers for the sequel, and I was completely 1,000% sold on it. This is a bummer one because I fear that it's going to end up being... it's the whole guessing game that everybody's doing right now of like, when do we push these releases to? It doesn't have a release any longer. They pulled it. It's delayed. No official release date, I believe. So I don't want it to get... I think this was the time of year for it to come out, so I don't want it to get lost in the shuffle of everything else that was pushed that was potentially going to get more attention than it.
Yeah. They sent out an email this morning that said that the press screening was canceled as well. And Fast 9 sent out an email this morning also that said, we feel all the love and the anticipation you have for the next chapter in our saga. This is why it's especially tough to let you know that we've have to move the release date of the film. Like they're trying to send out like personalized, like apologizing to the fans. Ed, what are you thinking about all this? And how do you feel about A Quiet Place 2?
Well, I mean, I echo Emma's sentiments about, like, I didn't know I needed that because I thought, it's Quiet Place 1 is almost like The Matrix. Like, you can't imagine what's going to happen afterwards. And if you do imagine what's going to happen afterwards, it just seems bad. Like, lady and baby versus monsters. Great. You know what I mean? Like, you could beat one of them.
Emily Blunt in a mech suit.
Right, because it's just like, it's like watching Linda Hamilton smash one Terminator, and then like a bunch of them just come up, and then she's got to worry, have some guy from the gas station help her to kill a bunch more Terminators after she just barely smashed one in the machine. That's what it feels like. But at the same time, that's a great place of drama. So I hate that I'm going to miss that. I hate that I'm going to miss my baby Betty Gilpin in The Hunt because I don't think I'm gonna put on my freaking Pacific Rim mech and go to the movie theater. I don't think I'm going to do that.
I was going to say, I will say,
popcorn.
just to add some lightness to the situation, I saw a really funny tweet. I'll have to look it up so I can give credit to whoever this person was. But basically, they tweeted out how an episode of The Office would go.
I saw that. It was awesome.
If coronavirus was a thing, and basically Michael Scott would be like, everybody, I think we need to come in because we really need to get through this situation together. And Dwight would claim to be immune, and Angela would come in a full hazmat suit.
And Stanley will call them from somewhere else. Call in.
Really made me laugh.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes. It's a great
Mara
thread.
Merrick.
Okay.
Nice.
It was so funny.
Yeah, that's a great thread.
Credit to Mara Merrick.
Yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. It just feels like some of these movies, and I think what's terrible is, like, I'm just thinking, okay, if I had any money, okay, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but if I had any money, I would invest in the big ass TV business. See, I'm an idiot. I don't know how to invest, so I think you could just invest like in milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or steak.
I don't think you want to invest in anything right now. The stock market's way down.
Oh no, but that's when the rich people get in.
TV business.
No, because,
large television?
The big ass TV business, like super big TVs.
That is what the industry specifically called.
Everybody's gonna want big ass TVs
So, like,
so that they don't have to
Panasonic,
go
like,
outside.
TV companies.
Big ass TVs so they don't have
okay.
to go outside. And Netflix stock, if it's publicly traded, I don't even know. I'm such a pop culture expert. I don't even know. Because the bottom line is, I think we are going to
yes.
experience a golden age of stay your ass at home, watch something on your big TV. Super speaker systems are going to start selling a lot. I think it's going to be where people kind of try to adjust away from big ass crowds for at least a little bit. I think it's just as reactionary as all the toilet paper jazz and stuff like that. Is like the people with means will try to insulate themselves from the rest of everybody, and I would try to invest in those industries that are.
It's weirdly good
Purell,
news.
That's the one.
Oh yeah. Well, Johnson & Johnson's like, I don't need your love.
Yeah.
They're like Homeboy and Ninja Scroll. I don't need your love.
I think the if there are winners here, it's Disney Plus's fears of lack of original content, because now no one can make any original content, and Disney's like, well, we have the best bank of nostalgia, so we're good. We're good.
You sit yourself at home and you watch some Cinderella.
Oh yeah, Bob Iger's going to work late right now. He's like, I will deal with all of this later. It's fine. They're just gonna rewatch. Yeah.
Wait, did he step down just in time? Didn't Bob Iger step down?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
now
but he's
he's like in a chairman position, and his job is to solve things right now, like
Do you guys
new programming and.
I'd be the chairman. I'm in the chair, man. Y'all work that out.
Did it feel to you guys like what happened, and this could be just my little bubble, was Tom Hanks said he had coronavirus, and then everybody was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
This is coming. Tom Hanks has coronavirus.
Well, there's something to
Yes.
a face that you know and recognize being put
I think
on something.
it is a reasonable observation, Roxy, because as you say, at this point, it's like 35-year-old man who had recently been in China came back to Seattle and had coronavirus. So it was a lot of just, we don't know who these people are. And again, as soon as you have somebody like a Tom Hanks, who is such a beloved public figure, putting a face to the virus, somebody who, even though we don't know Tom Hanks, we have an affection for him. And so now suddenly somebody that we care about has the virus. Yeah, I think that does suddenly make it a lot more real for a lot of people.
Small update.
Yes,
It is announced
Ryan.
Every Broadway show is delayed.
Every Broadway show
is delayed.
Oh my
for now. Yeah.
God.
So every Broadway show being the most recent update, but live audiences. I mean, we saw basically every New York-based talk show. No more audiences. Other comedies, One Day at a Time, Ridiculousness, Tosh.0, without filming, without the audiences. Russian Doll season 2, Little America season 2, and Rutherford Falls, which is a new Ed Helms series. Production is delayed. I saw Riverdale production was canceled because somebody tested positive for coronavirus who was on set. Everything. I think that we could list every single thing, but it seems like it eventually is going to be every single thing. Like it would be a shorter list to list the things that are not delayed.
Well, and it's also weird when you don't want to be reactionary, but at the same time you want to protect yourself. And one of my
your
friends,
loved ones.
Absolutely. That's another thing. Can we please stop this? It's only killing old people, Jazz. Like, don't act like you don't know old people.
Right?
Don't act like you don't know and love old people.
My
Like, what
biggest
the hell
fear
is this
right
Logan's
now,
Run? What are we talking about?
I know, and like everybody who knows me at all knows that my 92 and 94-year-old grandparents are like my entire world, and I cannot see them right now because I traveled on a plane for work to Atlanta. And you need to wait 2 weeks after you even fly, and I'm supposed to get on another plane tomorrow. Like, it keeps delaying, and I'm like, the old people are our people.
Right.
Like, everybody, whether it's your grandparents or your friends' grandparents, or you just like elderly people. And it's not like old people. Now that first it was 80 plus, now they're saying 70 plus, even 60 plus being at risk. It's like your parents' age.
My parents are in their 60s. I had a conversation with my dad yesterday where we were talking about just being cautious versus blowing things out of proportion and being panicked. So, for example, it's like my parents go out and do trivia with their friends every single week. And yeah, they're still doing that. But their friend who's undergoing chemo right now, she's not going with them. That's smart. She's immunocompromised. So until you hear otherwise, it's just exercise caution, practice good hygiene, and limit your massive social interactions to when absolutely necessary.
Like right now, necessary.
Right, and
Me and my friend.
this, we're trying to control it here. You know?
Yeah.
But I have a friend who went to Book of Mormon yesterday, and I'm like, bro, I understand the tickets are 6 cents, but that's why. Because you're about to be in the 6 cents. Like, what are we talking about? Stop it.
What do you? Ryan hits the bell for that one. Thanks, Ryan. What do you guys think about Disney stuff? Let's talk about Mulan. Let's talk about Black Widow, which seem to be cemented in their dates right now. Can they possibly stick the landing on these?
Well, here's the thing: is like Mulan already had
A premiere.
its premiere. And it still has its press screenings scheduled. They have not canceled them.
Right.
So I don't know, because again, obviously Mulan is in a position that it can easily come out in theaters. It is ready to go. But the question is, does Disney pull the trigger on it knowing the massive losses that they're going to take at the box office?
I think it will cost Disney more to not release it at this point.
That's my feeling as well.
It's already screwed internationally. They were depending on China to be able to come out, and China won't be able to come out for Mulan.
I feel like it's more than screwed internationally. It's not non-existent internationally.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, I think it's better to just take a wash and they put it on Disney Plus, like you were saying, sooner than later.
Sooner rather than later.
So if they did like a 2-week theatrical run, then straight to Disney Plus kind of thing?
Maybe. I mean, I think that you will certainly see an uptick, not that it was suffering by any means in the digital market versus the actual physical media market. But I think what it is we'll see a shorter amount of time from theatrical release to digital release.
Yeah. Well, I think especially with Mulan, I think, they were really expecting to lean on the international market, which is gone right now.
Yeah.
And then I think domestically, I think they were going to be leaning on word of mouth, because there's, I think domestically, there's, for whatever weird reason, the prevailing rage I've seen around Mulan is that it's not a shot-for-shot remake, which I was like, I thought we were all on the same page that was good, but maybe I'm wrong, and Mushu really is just that value to
Gotten
character.
very good reviews.
Right,
And
so-
also, I will just go see it every day.
Yeah, I think
So
I think.
excited. Will you?
But I think.
You'll go to theaters. You'll go to the.
I will still go to the movie theaters. Yeah, I'm like Ed. I probably won't get concessions necessarily, but I don't know. I'll probably be very choosy about what movie theaters I go to, but
Yeah, I'll be going full Cobra Viper cosplay and just do my thing. But I think I think Mulan's a wash. It costs them more at this point to hit the brakes. Black Widow will probably move.
Yeah, I think Black Widow will move too.
I think that as well. I'm conflicted about Mulan, because it might cost them more to hit the brakes, but when you have movies like Aladdin and Lion King making over $1 billion
Internationally,
then that's torn, very torn. Let's talk about some other stuff, guys. Let's talk about some other stuff.
One last thing.
One last thing.
Ryan, breaking
WonderCon
news.
has officially been WonderCon
Canceled.
WonderCon.
Yeah,
Okay.
WonderCon. Yeah,
WonderCon
I had actually heard.
Has been delayed or canceled?
Canceled.
Canceled. Yeah, I had actually heard from an inside track that was probably happening. So
CinemaCon was canceled yesterday. WonderCon being canceled
E3 was
now.
canceled yesterday, and that started breaking the night before it actually was officially announced. So people are they've got their finger on the pulse of these things.
And not that we have any idea, but if you guys had to guess, Comic-Con this year,
They're going to have to make a decision before the hotel lottery.
Yep. April.
They're going to have to make a decision by April.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we've already secured a room, me and my girl. But
refundable at this point.
obviously,
Yeah.
how'd you do that?
because we're awesome.
Wow,
Wow.
No. I think we stayed at a place last year, and we, as early as possible, secured the jazz. We haven't all the way paid yet or anything. So but we secured our reservation for the whatever. And so, but again, it's one of those things where it's just up to you about how you feel about protecting yourself and whatever and I think we should be very tolerant of different people's level of crazy
Absolutely.
about this, because there are going to be some people you see who come out looking like Storm Shadow, and you just got to be like, okay, bro, that's fine.
That's
Two weeks ago, I was like, all these people in the airport with masks on, what are they thinking? And now I'm like, what was I thinking?
Well,
and I'm not saying that the masks are a smart move, because actually, it's been
what I was going to
debunked,
say
but just in general,
Right.
it makes sense that they're nervous.
Yes, the
Right.
mask thing, if you are feeling sick yourself,
yes, you should wear a surgical mask because it helps prevent the spread of your own germs.
Although at this point, if you are feeling sick yourself, you shouldn't get on the plane.
That is correct. Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
So I guess
That's the number one.
Yeah. Guys, comment on this video.
I mean, lesson number one: don't pay attention to what people who sit in front of Blu-rays for a living have to say about the coronavirus.
Right.
Go to
Yeah, we are-
CDC.gov.
Please.
And,
yes, I think
please.
that's most important.
Yeah,
So if we could
it's-
put some link or something to like an official thing or something.
Well, it's
Go
really
listen to the CDC and we'll talk about Dracula.
it's really
for a while.
important. It's
Right,
really
right,
important that
right.
you do figure because there's so much misinformation going on
Yes.
out there. You know, most of the people still think most of the population still thinks that this is only you could only get coronavirus by physical touch. So
Yeah, that's not true. It
and
lives
that's
on
not the
surfaces.
case. So it's like you need to educate yourself. I'm trying to.
I was watching a
Right.
news report the other day with an actual doctor who was basically having a conversation about how to talk to your kids about coronavirus. And she was basically talking about the misinformation that was getting conflated by children, that somebody was saying, some child had said to another that the particles were so small they could pass through your cell phone into the cell phone of the person that you're talking to and you could get the virus. That is unequivocally untrue.
The bleach thing is true. Snort bleach.
Yes, the bleach thing is true, and also the Corona beers.
Definitely you can get it from
for
Corona.
sure. So
Oh,
they're all
jeez.
true. Let us know. This will be fun. In the comments below, let us know the funniest thing that you've heard about coronavirus that is clearly
Oh,
not
smart.
true. I would love to read those comments.
Yeah, so we can help to
beers.
debunk. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can debunk and make sure you clearly write fake news or something next
Yes.
to it. I'm excited now. Write those in the comments. Also subscribe, share, hit that bell. Yeah. Ryan on the bell today.
Yeah, honestly, we appreciate you guys hitting like and stuff. Obviously, we've been
Yeah.
trying to do these like to get
Goals.
engagement up, doing these goals and stuff like that. We're not going to be live a lot for a while,
Yeah.
which means our numbers go down.
Which is scary because the same as all companies right now, like we need your support more now than ever. And
Yeah.
for those of
So-
you guys who are home,
We appreciate it, and for the freelancers in this field, I mean, you guys have seen this year, like digital media is a loose minefield.
what are you talking about? I'm doing great, Joe.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh.
I've had a great
You guys
year.
saw everybody
Yeah.
get dumped by Collider. We don't like we're doing our best, but like
Oh,
I think this. It's true. It's
facts.
if you
No, it's true.
haven't
That's true.
Started supporting creators on Patreon or whatever, please consider it. Like throwing people some bucks. It matters. It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I'm going to be creating much more content from my home in the next several months, as I'm sure you guys are as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because those are the little things beyond like not being able to go see a movie. Like look at the ripple effects of what that means. That
Yeah.
means things aren't going to be going into production. That means if people aren't going to shows, like most of our touring comedian friends are screwed. That kind
Yeah.
of thing. So those podcasts, those things that you really like, take a look at
Please.
how you can support them
Right,
more.
and,
step up that love.
and examine how important. I don't want to inflate our importance. Certainly, I think we do a
No.
good job of undercutting ourselves. But all of the people that you do listen to when you're in your house alone, or when you're sorting all your stuff, or when you're, helping your people in some way.
Toilet paper mummies, I assume,
Right,
based
right.
on the lack of toilet paper. in
Oh
the
my
city.
God! Like try to wipe your butt in the city. No, but yeah. So like, some of the people you listen to as far as podcasts and shows really help you through. So like, think
Yeah.
about them. I think that's really great, Joe. That's smart.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, and I guess I'll use my one of the day if we have one. I'm scared shitless of what this means for all of us.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that other people are feeling the same way. But like,
I mean, my other main source of income, besides all the freelancing I do in primarily digital media, is working at a theme park. So still open right now.
yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Certainly attendance is down.
And you guys are booked on an attendance basis. You're brought
Yes,
in.
they schedule
they
based on
schedule
attendance projections. Yep.
So I'm not the only. I'm sure every single person in this
Yeah.
room right now is feeling it. I'm sure you guys watching at home right now are feeling it too. So we really, truly appreciate your support always, but especially right now, as this is a dark universe. Let's talk about the dark universe. How did I do, Joe?
Look at that.
Is that smooth?
Woo!
We're earning that money right now. Guys, is the Dark Universe back again via Joe's favorite, to her? honey.
Sorry, I'm just bummed I'm not dancing today. We figured it was probably not tonally appropriate.
Yeah, I did get a lot of tweets about it, asking if you were going to be dancing.
yeah.
Look, I am in my movement clothes.
It's true. We so what
I was
ended
ready
up
to go.
airing on Monday was a pre-tape that Ed Lon and I had done, and people were like, they kept tweeting at me. They're like, "Oh, I thought this was supposed to be the day that Joe danced."
I know it's
we
like
were going to
dude,
do it today. I was coming ready to go, and then it felt weird to like lead with making fun of the fact that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 writer is coming in to write more Spider-Man movies in light of it and like ignoring everything that's going on, you know? So
I feel you.
tonally did not feel appropriate to just like bust a move.
I get it.
for all
I
of
get
that.
it. Guys, Invisible Man came out and it did very well critically. What?
I was just, I'm sorry, I was looking ahead and I was just thinking about other directors that I want to see work in this.
Oh, you're just
in this Blumhouse thing. I just had a really
You're thinking
great
about popcorn.
idea.
You're thinking about other
And I'm thinking at
directors.
least about what we're talking about.
That's true, but I understand my mind goes to popcorn quite often as well. But Emma, actually, I know that you
Yes.
were really excited about this and had to explain to me a little bit about what was going on with this Dracula situation
okay,
with Karen
so
Kusama, who you're a big fan of.
I love Karen Kusama. I'm so excited. So yeah, basically, Blumhouse has kind of adopted the dark universe after the huge success of The Invisible Man, which is so amazing to see.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
I loved
it's
it.
Freaking great.
Yeah, it was just awesome.
It's awesome. And it was such a great way to sort of modernize that tale. Even though I love the Claude Rains Invisible Man, obviously it's a classic. So anyway, basically what is going on is that Blumhouse is they're basically dipping into the classic Universal horror films. However, what they're claiming as of right now is that they are not attempting to create a shared universe. They are just revisiting what the dark universe was, in theory, doing when it existed. So we're sort of looking at Dark Universe 2.0. This isn't to say that these movies will never interconnect with one another, but they're certainly not being made with that intention, or so the reports are saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about that?
Well, I mean, there was an episode a couple weeks back where I was talking to we're joshing with Dan and doing stuff about like, wouldn't it be cool if at the end of this movie, Russell Crowe steps out
Yes.
and says that, and then everybody goes, nobody wants
Yeah.
that, blah blah. So I just think Blumhouse seems to understand how to, besides Fantasy Island, how to take some of these old washed up craps, give it a nice $20 million face job or whatever, and then be like, here you go, here's this thing at a lower cost but a higher quality, and see if you like it now. You know what I'm saying? Because
Sure.
that's to me 100 times smarter and easier than doing a $150 million Mummy movie right now. Yeah. Mummy has so many cultural problems with it. I mean, they had to make the Mummy a strong woman with agency to try to make it not the most racist, dumb thing ever. You know what I mean? A dumb, outdated thing ever.
And
it might
some
as well
might
be.
say it still didn't quite work.
Dude, exactly. I think, dude, do Tarzan over again while you're at it. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? So, like, that's my new catchphrase. So I'm just thinking that.
What, do Tarzan? Yeah.
Yeah, do Tarzan over. Wouldn't that be the worst Poochie ass saying for anybody to have? But all I'm saying is, I loved Invisible Man. It really hit on the gaslighting situation that a lot of women, a lot of people in general, experience when you're a minority or you're a woman or you're somebody marginalized and you tell somebody something and they go, I don't believe that because, and it's like, well, what then? And then you start feeling like all this responsibility on you to elucidate all your people's and all your own personal stuff.
And you question yourself. That's
Right. You question yourself. It seems like the whole world's against you. So to pivot Invisible Man to something like that everybody can relate to. I mean, I love Claude Rains as well, but like we're beyond the age of like Claude Rains coming out with a bunch of gauze around his face going, I shall begin with a reign of terror. That's a literal line for the movie. That's my favorite line from the movie. We're beyond that. It's a more personal story now.
Yes.
So I would love to see Dracula in that fashion.
Oh, yeah.
A more personal story, a smaller story. We don't have a bunch of money to turn your ass into a bat.
Well,
be a creepy dude
and also,
outside my window.
And also, how many times have we visited the actual source material of
Dracula. I think that there is a lot in there.
What is the answer to that question? Like over a dozen?
Oh my God.
I mean, Dracula's up there with Sherlock Holmes as far as being adapted a certain number of times.
Yeah, with TV shows as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be like maybe 20?
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
And I maintain the first 2 episodes of that Netflix Dracula show are pretty damn good. That third one goes all the way off the rails, like that train in freaking Daniel Craig's, the one with Javier Bardem. Anyway, it's crazy.
Sorry, I interrupted you to ask my silly question.
Yeah,
You were
sorry.
talking about Dracula.
Oh yeah, so I just think that Karen Kusama is a very smart director, and that if she were to take a Dracula and have it be more in the vein of like a Jennifer's Body, where it's like somebody, because I mean there's already with Dracula a level of, you see characters like Renfield getting like totally possessed by and enamored of Dracula. I think if you kind of take that angle of the person who is this mysterious figure that like entrances and basically starts like a cult, like that's an interesting Dracula to me.
Joe, how are you feeling about the Dracula movie, and would this get you excited?
Roxy, it's all about the modern take, just like Invisible Man, and Dracula is pop culture's original F-boy. And so I think, I think the take is right there. You know, what happens when people are living their lives, and all of a sudden you just drop in this Coachella loving F-boy in there just to shake things up and screw things up and seduce everybody around him, and tell him that he knows how to play a couple of Bush songs on guitar. And
Dreamcast, go Joe,
hit
go
it
Joe.
and leave it.
Oh, I was seeing this going around.
Oh well,
Twitter.
I mean, for my version
Yeah.
of Dracula, it's Chet Hanks.
Yeah.
But how will I contact him?
Roxy can't.
Yo,
Done.
me just come back from the islands. I want to bite everyone.
God, amazing.
On that note, wait, Emma, you're saying Dreamcasting?
Twitter seems to be voting for Adam Driver to play Dracula.
I would let him suck my blood.
Yep.
Well, I gotta say, yeah, with him full Kylo'd out with the big broad chest and the big, he looks like a handsome refrigerator, and I like that for Dracula, because Dracula is
Handsome refrigerator.
like Joe was talking about. Dracula's usually all the way conventionally attractive, not necessarily a big person, and sort of just like slimy and wily, but like Adam has a power to him that is Dracula-esque.
You know who would definitely get coronavirus? Dracula.
100%. Well, is he immune though? Because he's undead. He's like technically already dead, but reanimated.
I don't know.
So am I.
This is a fun fact from Jonathan.
Here's a
about
fun fact
Dracula.
from Jonathan.
wanted me to give this to you.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Fun fact, more than 200 films have been made that feature Count Dracula, a number second to Sherlock Holmes.
Hey!
Right?
Look at us sounding smart.
Remember when I
We did
guessed
it.
12? More than 200. I was like, maybe 20?
No, I knew it was up there with Sherlock. Dang it, that's awesome.
200 films.
Yeah, and I think that's probably counting things like Nosferatu and stuff that is based on Dracula, but Dracula was still under copyright when Nosferatu was made.
yeah,
so they had to name Dracula Count Orlando
around
instead.
12, and I was pretty dead accurate.
Well,
with that
Nosferatu,
one.
12. Nailed it.
Nosferatu, Blade, that terrible Blade 3,
Ready to die.
Blackula. There's a lot of movies that have Dracula in it cursorily.
Well,
Yeah.
he's not the only dead person in town. Trailer for Pixar's Soul came out.
Oh, dang!
I'll give it to you.
Well, in the trailer.
I mean, it's true. That's not spoiling anything.
It's just, He didn't seem like he did too well. He did a hole and he falls.
Yeah.
It's not great. The new trailer for Pixar's next movie, Soul, came out. And it is, as of now, going to be released on June 19th, 2020. We shall see. Tina Fey, apparently, whose voice I no longer recognize. Jamie Foxx, whose voice I always
Wait, sorry,
recognize.
who's Tina Fey? I'm just kidding. There was a whole thing on Twitter where people
Oh my God, it was
know
unbelievable.
who Tina Fey was.
Well, it was. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Sarah Palin thing.
Oh, no.
No.
Did you
there
guys
were-
see that?
Yes.
Well, this has been a fun
Yeah,
talk.
here we go. Tina Fey, national
People didn't know
treasure.
who Tina Fey was?
Yeah, it was like, I mean, and again, it was
That's
one of
sad.
those things where people are getting angry at children who are on Twitter who were born after the heyday of 30 Rock.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This trailer came out. Joe, you said you liked it until you kind of didn't?
Yeah, I don't know. It looked really beautiful, and I was very in, and everything was just very grand, and then just the cowboy dance bit just fell very flat for me. So
Isn't that Gangnam Style?
I was just I was very oh my god, this is, what are you doing? I think maybe if there had been a better joke or something just to hit, I'd be all in. But it looks gorgeous. New York looks incredible in it. It was very sweeping and moving in that wonderful Pixar shorthand, hey, we gotcha kind of way, which works. It just always works. And then just that joke, just completely, I pumped the brakes and went, I'm no longer entertained by this, and I crossed my arms and
Pouted.
and dismissed the work of hundreds of underpaid animators.
I feel that. What design do we have going on over there?
Oh, I'm drawing Jamie Foxx actually getting to be Jamie Foxx throughout the movie instead of a weird little ghost. Because they do this a lot, dude. I'm not trying to be down with the woke brigade, but this concept of The Princess and the Frog, the spy movie with Will Smith. It's there's a pattern here. Search it out for yourself. There's a pattern here.
Yep.
That's all I got to say.
Yep.
But yes, I do believe that it's a nice thing to talk about the soul as a thing that comes before and comes to Earth and stuff. I think it's got a lot of in and out vibe to it and stuff. I wouldn't have.
It's Pete Doctor, so
Inside Out.
It seems very
Sorry.
Inside Out as well. But
Same guy, says Ryan.
Pete Doctor. Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious what the take
He wanted
is.
to be voiced, so I voiced
Okay,
his
Ryan,
voice.
thank you
I'm
so
curious.
much.
It's the same guy.
Okay, I got it.
Same
Jeez,
guy.
birthday girl. Joe, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm curious what the different take is on souls versus emotions.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm
I'd be
curious to
interested
see.
in that
I'm
as
curious
well.
to see what it is. Yeah.
Well, I think that we in Inside Out, it's isolating the individual emotions, and this is about bringing them all together.
This does seem very Final Fantasy VII live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see if we end up seeing it in the time that they want us to. I think that they have to be very careful about when they release their movies after Onward situation. Yeah. And that's all for our live show today. Guys, stay safe. Be cool.
Yeah.
Don't take your advice from me. And until they see us next, where can everybody keep up with you? The man with the plan and the design that I want to see so bad.
I idly draw.
He's drawn a whole face.
People in the chat are be like, it's disinterested. It's no, it's my coping mechanism. Anxiety is at an all-time high. I think everybody can understand that. So yes, I draw. But yes, you can check me out.
I wasn't calling you out.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying for people. My girlfriend has jumped into the chat to defend me Lancelot or whatever. When people are it's disinterested. He should listen to people. I listen. I love you
listening.
guys. I listen. I love you guys. You're my friends. So
our friend.
Nerd Goat podcast. We talk to interesting people like Emma Fyffe.
Yes, I was finally on the show.
We talked to interesting people about their favorite fictional character. She talked about Tifa Lockhart, and it was one of our most fantastic episodes, and I really liked it. Very proud of it. And I also reboot it. We take older projects or franchises and try to reboot them in about an hour. And yes, sometimes we super fail, and it's a walking across the volcano rope. You know what I mean? It's a live wire thing. So reboot it YouTube channel and Nerd Goat podcast. I'd love for you to check that out, and I'd love for you to contribute to the Nerd Goat Patreon because your boy's about to be broke. Pandemic economics, boy.
Hey, yeah, I feel that. Emma, birthday girl.
Hey, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Emma.
Emma, some love for her birthday.
Happy birthday
you can
to
find
ya.
me all over the internet, Twitter, Instagram, at my name, Emma Fyffe. Also, website, emmafyffe.com. If you feel inclined to check that out, it's mostly for professional purposes. I
awesome.
have a new podcast. We sort of soft launched last week. If you listened to Nerd Goat, you heard me talk about it. I talked about it a little bit on SJU on Friday, but it is now, we're calling it officially launched. We have 3 episodes up so far. It is called Not Safe for Weebs. We talk about anime and Japanese video game ships, and also some not safe for work material regarding those characters. So we have 2 main episodes up right now, and also an episode 0 that sort of explains the concept of the podcast. And we have a My Hero Academia episode about Kirishima and Bakugo, and then we have another episode that is Fire Emblem Three Houses, because no one would pay me to yell about it, so I had to make a podcast to do it, about Claude and Byleth. So be sure to check those out. We are on Anchor, and we're on Spotify, Google Podcasts. We're still waiting for clearance in the Apple Podcasts, because that takes the longest. But yeah, there's lots of places you can check it out, so I would really like it if you did that.
It's her birthday. You got to do what she asks.
Exactly.
Those are the rules. Joe Starr, I know you don't usually tell people where they can find you, but
I'm just gonna do an additional plea to look. Ed sort of did his best to make a joke of it, but the gig economy gonna take a big hit here. So look, like 30,000 of you guys watch this show every day. Take a minute. Subscribe to these podcasts. Subscribe to Roxy's channel, and more than just even hitting subscribe, rate them.
Yes.
Because it's all about. It's not to make them feel good. It's all about algorithm and pushing them up.
It does make us feel good too.
I mean, sure. Look, we're all emotionally broken. That's why we do this and don't sell houses. But yeah, like help them get this stuff seen. Help it get pushed to the top. Like it's gonna help more than you guys know. So we appreciate it.
We really do, and we're here today trying to make more content to make sure that, I just heard Dan Merle in my ear. Not content, projects.
He hates that word.
More shows for you guys, so that throughout this strange time where I'm sure a lot of people are scared and stressed out, that you do have some fun, entertaining things in the coming days, weeks, and we love you guys a lot and really appreciate you. So thanks for being here, and we will see you. They'll see us tomorrow.
Yeah.
You guys will see us tomorrow here on SJU.